Welcome to All Things Social Security. Enjoy your video. Hey, good afternoon, morning, or evening. Happy Friday, TGIF, and let's give a moment of thought for some of us anyway, for our deployed military members who can't be home with their families like most of us can. So this is Red Friday, and it's for them. Okay, and as you know, we always do the fraud law review on Fridays, so it's a little combo. This one caught my eye. This is from September, and it is from my old home state of New Jersey. So I just saw it now, so I'm just going to share it with you as I go along with it, because time is kind of short. So we can hop to it. But it had a good header. It said, owner of New Jersey businesses sentenced to 41 months in prison over fraudulently obtaining over 3.2 million in Paycheck Protection Program loans. It is reported by the Social Security Administration's Office of Inspector General, which is where I get all these. So there's a tie into Social Security, obviously. If for no other reason that you have to use your Social Security number, I believe, to have gotten money from the Paycheck Protection Program. And of course, as everybody knows, when that came out, there was very little other time to do oversight or something like that because there was a ton of people claiming it and playing funny games to get money. It's really kind of sick. I kind of think all of them should see prison time, but that's just me. All right, so this is coming out of the District of New Jersey, of course, out of Trenton. Now, this person had pled guilty, so I feel free to say his name. He's only 49, a full-blown adult, right? Dowden, Dadown, Dadoun, 49, of Israel, formerly of South Plainfield, New Jersey. And apparently this scamster pled guilty before a U.S. District Judge on the 8th of April for bank fraud and money laundering. I wonder if they're going to give us some juice here. His sentence was 41 months, so that's 3.5 years, I suppose. $3.2 million is what he stole. Let's see what else it says. So how it went down apparently was, and this is from documents that got filed with the court. And remember, I'm thinking he pled guilty. From April 2020 through August of 2022, Dadoun, I don't even know how to pronounce that, engaged in a scheme to illegally obtain over, as I said, 3.2 million in PPP loans for his New Jersey businesses by submitting false and fraudulent loan applications. After receiving the proceeds, Daniel Dadoun, I'm sure I'm butchering that, sought to keep the money by submitting false and fraudulent PPP loan forgiveness applications that misrepresented payroll expenses and the number of employees working at his companies. You know, it always amazes me. The guy is lucky enough to have businesses, to have this viable capacity to do stuff, the brains to do it. And he used those brains to then scheme for more. His greed was that bad. It's incredible. In support of the loan and loan forgiveness applications, he submitted false tax documents and altered bank statements. I wonder if submitting a false tax document is also like an IRS thing, like more than just bank fraud, and altered his bank statements. Unbelievable. In addition to the prison term, which I think I said was 41 months, 3 years of supervised release, yada, yada, and ordered restitution of the 3.2 million and change. So I wonder if he spent it all. He's had a few years to do so. Usually people like that don't keep the fruits of their bad acts, right? It's like keeping the stolen property. You kind of want to fence it. They go on to give kudos to all the different areas that were involved, which included Homeland Security investigations, Newark, special agents of the IRS Criminal Investigation, New York Field Office, special agents of the Social Security Administration, there we go, Office of Inspector General, Boston, New York Field Division, and special agent in charge, Amy Connolly, but I'm not sure if she's part of, I think she's part of the SSA, and special agents of the U.S. Attorney's Office for the District of New Jersey. And the special agent in charge was Thomas Mahoney with the investigation leading to the sentencing. All right, so the kudos to all those guys. And I'm sure there's plenty of people working with them. It'll be interesting. Is the money someplace? Is the well, it's not Social Security. It is our taxpayer money, though. Is the PPP loan program, which is probably, I don't even know if that's around anymore. Shouldn't be. But refunding where that money came from is really important, right? All the time. All the time. Let's see if there's any other juice in here. What do you think of the sentence? 3.5 years for doing that. It's like for every million you earn, you get a year. Doesn't it seem like that's what he got? I don't know. I've seen, we see a lot of slaps on the wrist. However, we've seen people that stole far less and they get a similar sentence. Why I mean, does the money amount matter? I don't know. How about the fact that there was not just taking the PPP loans when he didn't need them, it was then asking for the forgiveness so he didn't have to pay him back, which obviously he was going to do. That's what they all did. Well, I say all, I'm guessing. I'm sure it wasn't all, but that's how you scam. You don't pay it back. Drives me crazy. It says, this is just a little anecdotal addition here. The District of New Jersey COVID-19 Fraud Enforcement Strike Force is one of the 5 strike forces established throughout the United States by the U.S. Department of Justice to investigate and prosecute COVID-19 fraud. Some people go, there was no fraud. Yes, there was. The strike forces focus on large-scale, multi-state pandemic relief fraud perpetuated by criminal organizations and transnational actors. And there we just had one, right? And an Israeli. He's not doing his country any favors. The strike forces are interagency law enforcement efforts using prosecutor-led and data analyst-driven teams designed to identify and bring to justice those who stole pandemic relief funds. Now, I'm guessing they used a little bit of AI to determine where evidence was through data and stuff like that. I know everyone's afraid of AI. I know it's very concerning of how it can be abused. But honestly, if it's something like this, I am all for it. If it can reduce the cost of human eyeballs having to go to try to find everything, the amount of time that takes, and it can whip through it in, a number of hours. With human eyes always confirming, of course. I just think that's great. So hopefully that will happen a lot more since AI is here to stay, guys. I have a strong feeling. So we either have to get used to it and be careful and hopefully use it to our benefit, or I think we're going to go crazy. So best do that. Anyway, have a great Friday, guys. Have a wonderful weekend. I hope your week was great. And a little kudos and blessings to our deployed military members who can't be home. And hopefully some of them will see some home family when they get back. Hopefully be able to get back for some of the holidays coming up, because I know we have Thanksgiving coming up very soon, and then Christmas. And I can't believe this year has flown through. This season's fly through for me. Everything is like a whirlwind. Anyway, I'll talk to you later. I'll see you guys hopefully next Wednesday at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for the live stream Q&A for the public on all things Social Security. And of course, we put out our 12 noon dailies of things that happen during the week or pullouts from Q&As where we can expand on them a little further. So enjoy. I hope you're enjoying. Bye-bye. Hello again. I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope it was helpful, if not just a little bit informative. In the event you have a Social Security question you want addressed, please feel free to make a comment below and ask the question, even if nothing to do with this particular video. And just a quick, again, reminder, we have our daily video shares and tips around noon every day of the week. And on Wednesdays at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, we have our live Q&A session where you can come in live and enter your questions in the chat. And we all pretty much have a good time for an hour or two. I look forward to seeing you there, hopefully. And lastly, don't forget about our benefactor memberships. They're very reasonably priced. The first one is very nominal and you get a few perks, but on a bigger scale, it contributes to us being able to fulfill a mission of assisting certain people with representation that would otherwise not be able to get it. We look forward to continuing to do that. And so far it's working out like the bomb. So thank you for being here. I appreciate it. Bye-bye now.